Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas from Super Cool Radio, and joining me is a very special guest out of the Czech Republic. She is the front woman of Alia Tempora. Please welcome Marketa.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. It's just
That's fun.
raining outside and my kid just came home totally wet and hysterical about being wet. So it's kind of funny evening here.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, most cats really don't like water, so I can see that. All right, so I want to start with a very fun question. If you were stuck on an island and you could only listen to one band, but you can listen to their whole discography, who would you listen to?
Uh, you know what? I think I'm maybe easy to read but I think it would be Amaranth because in their music, there is everything I love about music in general. There are many genres combined there, which I love. So I think it would be the perfect combination for me.
That is a very good pick. I would go with Kiss, but that's just me because they
Yeah.
have a very
I
long
was
discography.
for knowing you, baby. Yeah.
That's right. That's I mean in the States right now. I think it's the same for you guys too. So obviously there's no concerts going on. There's no shows with the pandemic and everything. So how are you staying busy?
We had few shows during the summer because situation here was a little bit more easy, but now we are back on basically lockdown. So we are trying to be busy by interviews and working on new music videos. We plan to finally release our music video for Spanish song Por Siempre, which we recorded in Mexico during our Mexican tour. And I think it's like 1 year since we started to work on that video. So it's about the time, to finally release it. And we will have new promo pictures and just some new material. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. For example, today we have been working on new song, and I really enjoy it when new song is starting to being put together, and it it has some particular mood that you can relate to. I really love uh, this feeling when the new song starts.
And I can definitely relate to that. I mean, like for me when I get a new album or hear a new single, like you get excited because it's like it's new, it's different, it's gonna be fresh. So I
Yeah.
can totally relate with that. So I kind of want to start at the beginning. So like, how'd you know you want to become a musician?
Mm. Well, that's kind of funny question because my grandmother told me that when I was like, I think 3 years old or maybe 4 years old, some auntie was visiting us at home and she asked me, Marketka, what are you going to do when you will grown up? What will you become? And I was like totally confidential and you know I said it like this is a real thing. I said, I am going to be a singer. And I totally did not remember this. I never thought that I would be a singer. I wanted to be a guitarist. So when my grandmother told this to me, I was quite, surprised that I think I had some kind of like third, I don't know how to say it, like mm, maybe I knew what is going to happen in future.
I got you like a premonition of some sort. But hey, I've really been digging everything you're doing, especially with Alia Tempora. And it's just kind of cool, like just very young that you already called like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and you were currently doing it.
Yeah.
So how did Alia Tempora start, and how did you come up with that name? Because it's very unique.
Mm. Well, basically, the story of how we started the band is not something like special or interesting, funny or whatever. We just started it like, found the members and started trying something, tried music. But we never had any previous experiences with it. So this is basically our first project for most of us. And the name is from Latin, and Alia means different, which for us means that we are trying to do very different music, very unique, and let's say a little bit like outside of the box. But also we are trying to show to our fans that they can be, and not only can be, but it's good to be unique and different, and that we as a band, as a people, we respect them that way, we love them that way, and we love and celebrate their uniqueness. So this is basically the concept of our band, to support people in being different, being unique, being individuals.
I really like that, and especially, I mean, being different and being unique. Not everyone fits into like the same box. We're all
Yeah,
different,
exactly.
unique. Yeah, and it shouldn't have to be I have to do it like this or like it has to sound like this. It can be like whatever you think, like whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, totally.
So last year you released the new album Dragonfly Effect. How was it writing and recording that album?
It was much better than with the first album, because this time we kind of knew what we are doing, we knew what we want. It was much more like easy and relaxed, because we also knew how much time we need for everything. We have been prepared, we prepared everything in advance, so it was just much more relaxed than before. And I think we also were more, let's say, confident in taking the risks. We tried to experiment a little bit more, but I think in next album it's going to be probably even better, because now when we know that our fans received this contrast, this change of our music, to from metal to like more soft, or more experimental metal, more like dubstep, pop influences. Now we are more confident in trying new things and try to do more contrasts and just uh, take it to another level, the path we started.
Yeah, I really dig Dragonfly Effect. Just the whole, adding the electronics and also you still kept the metal elements in there, but you just like added to it. I know like some bands, if they decide to go like electronic, they just completely get rid of the like the guitars and everything. But you guys have a nice blend of both.
Yeah, well, I must say it's easier. It's not that easy to combine those styles together, and sometimes we are struggling with exactly this, with the guitars and stuff. But we thought that this might be a good, you know, uh, good way how to be a little bit original, to bring something new to the scene. So with the next album, we want to do those contrasts even more. So maybe more like heavy, more aggressive, but at least the gentle part or the electronic pop parts more daring, let's say.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to whenever you guys release new music. I'm definitely looking to hear those contrasts and
Thank
those
you
different
so much.
styles and everything.
I
So
hope it's good.
I'm always looking for new music, and through a mutual friend, that's how I discovered Alia Tempora, and I've only been
Yeah,
listening to you guys for about a week and a half now, but I've been really digging everything you guys got going on.
thank you.
So, Marketa, you are on Patreon, and I'm for anyone who's curious, like, what's kind of things you got going on there?
Well, basically, it is a platform for artists where they can be closer to their fans and do music or content for their friends, like without any, I don't know, like advertisements, or without algorithms, or just without another person or company that would take their income. So it's basically the best way how to support your favorite artists directly. But for me, the Patreon, I also wanted to bring it to another level a little bit. So I wanted to basically create a very safe space for me and my closest fans. Without because we can be sure that there are no haters, there are no judging people. So we are very open in that community. We are basically creating like a unicorn family, as we call it, and we are sharing our ideas, but also our let's say problems, or just deepest things that we want to share with someone, and we don't feel like sharing it, for example, with our friends, or I don't know how exactly to explain it, but we are just trying to be open to each other and help each other with any possible problems. And so far it's really, really such a fun community there. It's great space. And what I think is very interesting, because I never saw it in any other, let's say, Patreon or any other band, is that we created a computer game just for the Patreon on unicorn topic and on the topic of my Patreon page. So they can play for their favorite unicorn characters there, and they are playing the game and can win some prize. And it's basically like online computer game. So far everyone likes it, and I hope that they will be happy there, like I am, of course.
Well, that sounds very cool. I never uh heard of it, like a Patreon that also includes like a video game for being a part of it. I think that's very cool and very unique.
Thank you.
And Patreon's a great way to directly support artists. So if anyone's interested, please look up Marketa on Patreon. And I always ask my guests this question because I'm always very curious. Marketa, what music have you been listening to this week?
Well, this week I've been mostly listening new Amarante album, Manifest, because they just released it, and I'm listening to it all over again. And also I've been listening to Ad Infinitum, because they just had an amazing live show. So I enjoyed that a lot.
Very cool. Yeah, I've been listening to Ginger this week, and there was another band that I'll think of later. But yeah, definitely been listening to a lot of Ginger. I was supposed to see them earlier this year, and obviously didn't happen. But they released a new live album, so they've been releasing singles for that live album, and they sound amazing live.
It's great. Wow.
So
Well,
yeah,
at least for fans, right? When we cannot tour, then it's
yeah. I've noticed a couple bands been listening, like releasing live music, since obviously can't see them, or at least it's only like digitally that you can see them. So I mean, it's pretty nice at least.
yeah.
So Marquita, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. I got one more thing before we go. I know 2020 has been kind of interesting and different to say the least, but what can we expect from Alia Tempora for the rest of 2020 and then into 2021?
Well, I cannot say about touring, because there are being tours planned for us for next year, for 2021, but no one can say if it's going to happen, because we are realistic. So it's in the planning, and Booker is working on it, but we don't know yet. But we are planning at least, I think, 2 or 3 new video clips, music videos, and definitely new music, some new material. And I'm really being very active on my Patreon, so there is a lot of behind the scenes and, I don't know, interesting content for my fans, like for example, interviews in advance and stuff. So we are trying to be active as much as we can. Hopefully soon see you on stage.
Yeah, I know a lot of bands that say, "Oh yeah, we can setting up tours, we got shows lined up," and I'm just like, well, if it happens, that's great, but I'm not holding my breath on it because of everything going on. But
Totally.
yeah, but with if you guys can, obviously it's a little bit different situation in Europe than with us. So if you guys can, that's fantastic. But we'll have to see. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah.
My cat ran upstairs. I don't know where she went, but she ran upstairs.
Oh,
She meowed at the wall and then ran upstairs. So I don't know what happened. But
yes. That's
who do you
great.
have with you?
This is Kiblinda. It's the cat. It's a girl cat. And another one, his name is Voldemort. It's the white cat. And it's boy cat.
Well, thank you so much for. Oh, there it goes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on Super Cool Radio. Definitely, everyone, check out Alia Tempora. They got some great music out. Make sure to check out Dragonfly Effect. Also, if you're interested, Marketa is on Patreon too, so make sure to look her up on there.
Thank
Marketa,
you
thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
having me. Thank
Hey,
you. I had a great time and thank you so much for having me.
of course, and always welcome back. And hopefully, obviously, looking forward to those music videos and everything you guys got going on.
Thank you. Have a beautiful weekend
Thank
and
you
hopefully
too.
you.
Thank you. I just started my day, so I'm hoping everything's gonna go good.
Oh my God. Well, that's funny because mine is almost over.
Yeah, the time difference. Really, that's why with planning this, I had to make sure with everything going on that the time difference, everything would work out.
Yeah, that's cool.
But thank you so much, Marketa, front woman of Alia Tempora. I am Matthew Thomas from Super Cool Radio, and thank you for watching.